Let's see.
Again, the Tigers weren't done there.
Oh, God.
They went ahead and signed your broadcaster, one Jason Benetti. Beloved broadcaster. I was floored by this. I don't think anyone saw this coming. Maybe there were rumblings that there was a little bit of friction. He wanted to spread his wings a little more, as you've seen him and heard him doing college football and basketball games. Wanted more time to be able to, kind of stamp his national presence. And it sounded like the White Sox weren't too happy about that. But I thought they'd be able to work that out. Or if they couldn't, he might go to another major market someplace. But I never dreamed he would come to my Detroit Tigers. That is very much a lateral move in every sense. I'm not delusional thinking Detroit is a better place to call games than Chicago is. I would say it's lateral, if anything. But to go to a division rival, it's just a kind of a slap in the face of the White Sox. So many layers of irony to this as well. The Tigers, they haven't had a very good broadcast booth for quite some time, since the times of
true.
Mario Impembla and Rod Allen. They actually ended their careers in Chicago, ironically enough, again, with a dust up there at Guaranteed Rate Field between the two broadcasters off air that ended their time with the Tigers. Jason's first game to call for the Tigers will also be at Guaranteed Rate Field, as the Tigers open on the road on the south side of Chicago. So that's going to be an interesting broadcast. I didn't see it coming. Maybe you had more insight into it. Had you heard more rumblings about?
No, I didn't see. I thought it was a joke when I got the text. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, because it's just like another, like, oh, great, White Sox. Let's get some more positive press.
Oh, the great thing about the White Sox the last couple of years is their broadcast. He and Stoney are just, we've done segments about how great they are and the awards they've won.
Yeah, the fact that the owner doesn't understand his style of broadcasting. Like, if I own,
he doesn't think he's funny was the quote I saw.
He
just doesn't think Jason's funny.
They asked him to like curtail the shenanigans for, I don't know what they said exactly, but and be more straightforward on the broadcast. And I'm like, weird, Jerry. Usually when something like Fox Sports signs you to a national contract, you're a pretty good sportscaster.
Yeah,
you do a pretty good job. He does multiple sports. They want his voice on multiple sports. He's good enough for a national Fox audience, but he's not good enough for Jerry Reinsdorf. And, this guy just continues to be like an albatross around the neck of the White Sox.
We'll definitely get
but yeah, I mean, and, Jason Benetti going to the Tigers, it makes perfect sense to me, especially what he said. I mean, he actually pictures the Tigers now as how the White Sox were when he joined the White Sox.
Yeah.
They're this up and coming team. They have a lot of positivity going their way. It's going to be easy to go on there and preach, the Tigers message, because it's trending upward. They actually hired the right guy for the job. He's not going to have to, like dance around having Tony La Russa be the manager of his team, So, yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's probably going to be pretty easy for him to go to work every day and do a broadcast right now. I mean, because it, like I said, it's all, he's going to a team that could very well win the AL Central this year, because it's ripe for the taking, and they already had like a decent young nucleus in place that should be a bit better this year. If not, some maybe taking larger strides forward this year. And it's exactly what we all were sold on with the White Sox, except I think the major difference is you have what looks to be a much more competent management team in place in the dugout. So, and that, as we see, can lead to world championships. So
dugout and in the front
I,
office. So
I actually hold. I mean, it stings. It's not. I don't even know if it stings. It's just comical that he went to the Tigers to me.
yeah,
Anything else? Like I don't. I get it. I bleed fucking too. Fuck you, Reinsdorf. Fuck you, Brooks Boyer, for like fucking, telling me I gotta like, someone needs to tell Jerry to shut the fuck up and let us do our job. You sit up there and write checks, douchebag.
yeah. I mean, I made the graphic there, Benedict Benetti, just because it had a funny ring to it, and I got to add the old English D into the middle of it. But is there a sense of betrayal? I mean, are people pissed
I
at
mean,
Benetti for leaving?
obviously, I mean, it's White Sox fan base.
Well,
Yeah, there'll be a mix. There'll be some that are. Well, it's weird. There's always those. There is a like core of White Sox fans who, and these are obviously older fans, like older than
yes.
me, who think La Russa was good as a manager and Jerry Reinsdorf can't be blamed for the players not performing.
Oh, okay.
That whole narrative. So they probably are in the camp of "fuck you, Benetti, you baby." So the
Yeah,
old
just
school
White Sox
mentality.
loyalists, no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. So, but I think overall, like guys like us who are doing podcasts and all that are just like, of course he left. I mean, why would you?
Well, you mentioned Brooks Boyer. There's a rumor out there that he kind of disparaged Benetti's physical handicap, or his. Does he have multiple sclerosis? What is he?
Yeah, MS, yeah.
Um, and he kind of brought that up in a conversation, salary conversation. I think the quote was not. This is a rumor, so I don't know how there's a quote, but something about do you want Jason Benetti money or normal human being money? It's like, what? Like how did that come through? The only time I ever hear about Brooks Boyer is he comes on the radio to talk about the new promotions for the season.
And food.
I didn't realize he was like the vice president of communications or something. I thought he's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
your
yeah.
marketing
He's like,
director, but it sounds like he's much more than that.
yeah, there's a couple hats there.
But I
Not
don't think
well
he
though.
doesn't sound like he was a fan of Benetti either. So there's a lot of just again the only I watched a ton of White Sox games over the last 5 years, probably because I'm obsessed with this podcast and it makes for better content if I know what I'm talking about. But they were such an enjoyable broadcast. I mean, Benetti and Stone, I would say that was probably the best local broadcast in baseball that I've seen.
Not anymore.
And I feel bad for Stone. I kind of wish Stone would come with him to Detroit, even though he has no ties. But that would be the most tremendous coup. Have you heard about replacements that will be partnered with Stone?
No, haven't heard a thing. I think they should
I think
do
Connor
Stone.
McKnight is one name that's with ESPN
Yeah,
1000. I think he's called some
yeah.
games from
He's
time to
called
time.
some games. I mean, I think they should do Stony right and bring Chip Carey in. Really make his.
That would be awesome. Yeah, he just went to St. Louis last year, I think. So.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I don't know. Whatever it's going to be a homer move. It's probably not going to be a very good broadcast, except for Stone. It's going to be a one-sided situation. I mean, we know you got Len Casper sitting right there, but he specifically went to the White Sox so he could do radio. So
He thought they were going to win a World Series when he left. So I think
yeah, that too. So I don't know.
he wanted to call a World Series as the local radio broadcaster.
Well, maybe he should go to the Tigers or something.
Well, he's from Michigan, so
yeah.
Casper
Maybe that's the next move. Casper's going to the radio booth.
He grew up a Tigers fan, so why not? Dan Dickerson's doing a fine job here in Detroit's radio booth, so I don't think that's going to happen. But
yeah, so
go ahead.
No, I was just saying I don't think he has any interest in going back to the TV side of things.
No.
So, yeah.
Tigers, like I said, they've had a pretty mediocre broadcast crew for a while. Matt Shepard took over from Mario and Rod. They have a rotating crew of color analysts. Certainly most have been mediocre. some have been controversial. Is Jack Morris got suspended for making a racist joke on air 2 years ago, I think it was now. Dan Petrie, another 84 Tiger, he's actually one of the better substitutes for the color commentary job. He's been good. Craig Monroe is my favorite from the 2006 era Tigers. A lot of energy. The worst, though, by far, has been Kirk Gibson, and it's not fair necessarily to criticize him, but he is a television broadcaster with Parkinson's, and he doesn't. He sounds, his voice is weak. He's a weird guy, is what it comes down to. He's got a weird sense of humor. He sounds strange. He does give some managerial insight to the broadcast as a former manager and World Series hero, but just an awful awful color commentator. And I hope they can pair Benetti with somebody strong as Petrie or Monroe. I haven't heard who else might be in the mix or what their plans are, but it is a dramatic upgrade in the television booth for my Detroit Tigers, and I cannot wait for next season.
Me neither.
You might be watching more Tigers games this year, so you can get your Benetti fix.
Maybe.
Yeah. We'll see if you even watch White Sox games this year.
Yeah, that is debatable.
Word Hole Media.